Hello! In this video I will use two examples to explain how to set the contour detection in the iRC Vision app so that your workpiece is identified. Before I get to the two examples, here's a brief overview of the Vision app's configuration options. In the upper area you can set general preferences, such as the name and port of the camera. Below this are the settings for the image. You can configure the contrast, brightness and smoothing here. This is followed by the calibration and the selection of the detector. Settings for the detector can be made in this area. I will explain this in a moment using the two examples. Below this is the area with the camera image. Here you can select which image is currently displayed in a drop-down menu. If you choose Overview, the entire camera image is displayed. The black rectangle marks the region of interest. For example, the area that is viewed for object detection. If your image is upside down or rotated by 90 degrees, you can adjust the rotation here. Only the image section of the region of interest is displayed if you select the option Filtered. Calibration shows the photo that was saved during calibration. The original contour view shows the contour saved as the original one. I will show you how to save this with the first example. The last option is called Binary Detection Frame. This converts the image into a binary image, whereby everything that belongs to the object in terms of color is displayed in white and everything else in black. Below the image, you can define offsets for the gripping point. Let's begin with the settings for our first object. I would like to recognize this green cube. To do so, set the camera parameters so that there is a clear contrast between the background and the object. Once you have adjusted the camera settings, you can define the region of interest. You can do this in the view called Overview. You can change the region of interest by clicking on the image. Depending on whether the X is set at the start or end position, the corner is placed at the top left or bottom right. Alternatively, you can also adjust the numerical values in the 4 fields here. When the region of interest has been set appropriately, you can select the filtered view from the drop-down menu. Now we can start with the settings for detecting the object to select the color of the pixel and then assign it to the object. Click on as many pixels as necessary until the entire object is outlined by the red marker. The red X is the center of the object, which will later be used as the gripping point. In the view Binary Detection Frame, you can check whether your entire object has already been recognized or whether some areas are still missing. You can then add these in the filtered view. As an alternative to determining the color from the image, you can also select the color from the drop-down menu. Please note, however, that depending on the lighting conditions, the object may not be recognized or may not be recognized correctly, even though the color has been selected. If this is the case, change your lighting conditions or adjust the color range, as shown by clicking in the image. If you would like to find out more details about the color values that are recognized as an object, you can display and change the HSV limits by ticking the corresponding box. In addition to the color value, there are other filters that can be used to identify your object. One is the size of the object. This allows you to hide individual pixels with the same color value as the object, for example. You can also specify a maximum size. Your object should now be detected correctly so that you can save it as original contour. It is important that only one contour is recognized. Otherwise, saving will fail. You can adjust the region of interest again if necessary. Then click on Save Contour. You can view the saved image by selecting Original Contour. Once the contour has been saved, you can activate the option to compare the detected contours with the original contour. You can vary the factor depending on how close the objects need to be to the original contour. If I activate the filter, the two cubes that have been pushed together are no longer recognized as an object, because the shape no longer matches the original contour. In the following example, I would like to detect a multicolored object. To do so, reset Contour Adjustment Filter and adjust Region of Interest. The color also has to be reset. Now I add the colors of the object again by clicking on its different parts. However, the problem I have here is that the background is also recognized as an object. To avoid this, you can define a background color range. Click on the background and then add the color as background color. The area is then blackened. In the binary detection frame, you can check again which areas are already associated with the object. The parameters for detecting the second object are now fully set. Now you can write the program. I will show you how to do this in the third Vision app video. You can find further material and instructions on our wiki page. Thank you very much for your interest. See you next time.